my job. You need to be more concerned with the current quantum race between China and the United States. Whenever you see figures like this, you need to start questioning why. Why is $10 billion being put towards quantum computing? I'll tell you why. Oh, it's quantum warfare. Who could have guessed that they would use it for war? Who could have guessed that? Here's the research paper this image came from. Oh, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Do you even know what a micronuclear reactor is? Because you should, because it's going to revolutionize how much power they can put towards making these quantum computers and AI. And the AI models that are going to be used in the quantum computers, that will probably be used for AI warfare. That will probably be used for warfare and data collection. They are predicting by the 2030s, the quantum computers, the micronuclear reactors, and the AI technologies are going to all just perfectly sync up, and everything will be ready to go. So we need to lock in.
There has officially been an executive order signed for quantum computing. Now this is a very, very big deal, and I'm going to explain why. Before we go on, we kind of need to understand what quantum computing is. Anytime you're dealing with quantum realities, quantum physics, quantum computing, you're dealing with very, very sophisticated science and physics, metaphysics. So basically a computer right now is very, very advanced. They have algorithms, they have AI programming, but this stuff can only go as far as it has been programmed to go. We've been seeing automated delivery drivers. We've been seeing automated taxi drivers, or the lack thereof. And everybody's been a little shaken by it. You know, the food industry, the delivery drivers, taxi drivers, the Ubers. But quantum computing is about to take this to the next level. Quantum computing gives the ability to a computer to access parallel dimensions, literally go into different dimensions and see the outcomes of various situations based off of the particular axis that you're at in a dimensional point, and allow it to see what your next movement will be in the future. Yes, this is called cognitive, predictive. These are called quantum cognitive prediction models, meaning they have the ability to take a situation, pause it, go see unlimited views and options about every decision that you could possibly make in that situation, give the two best that you might take in reality, and then prove the one that you're going to choose before you choose it. Now this technology has many implications, but I'm gonna keep this one brief and short. This is where the lawyers, the doctors, the judges, everybody with high-ranking jobs that you needed degrees for before to do, quantum computing will erase you out of your profession. Because once this becomes powerful enough and have the ability to think and choose decisions for the country, the government, for you and I as human beings, this changes the entire game.
This is where AI governance comes into play. They even have a plan to replace themselves. Trump won't be standing on stage no more. It'll be a robot making decisions for each country. It's going to be a one world government. Remember that. So for each country, what happens in one happens in all. They are harboring technology from the ancient. This is ancient technology. What happens in the beginning happens in the end. This is like what happened. We living through the days right before the flood. These are those same times. They are harboring technology from the fallen. Come 2030, 2031, that's when they say that, you know, the quantum computing will be rolled out full force. This is why they had a 2030 agenda. I'm always talking about it because I have to at this point. It ties into everything happening right now. And this stuff is speeding up. Time has been sped up. As we know, the Most High had to speed time up or nobody would survive these end times.
And tonight, in the future of everything, 2028, you might as well circle the entire year on your calendar, because once again, we've got another big reason to call that the year of the future. Not only could
the future of everything, you heard him, 2028. It's funny because I've been banking on 2028 being where the major shift will take place. 2028 leading into 2030. I think they're going to lock us down again around that time, but I'm gonna let this video play out.
We'd be back on the moon, maybe see artificial intelligence become super intelligent. We might even see the United States get their very first government-owned quantum computer. At least that's what the White House is hoping, with President Trump signing an executive order, or a slew of executive orders calling for a quantum computer, and then something that they are calling quantum genesis. Now, the goal is big.
Quantum Genesis. You see that? Peep the connection. Come on now.
It is to pull from the best quantum labs, build this sort of supercomputing hub, which would help in breakthroughs, transform material sciences possibly. And then, of course, there's the whole cybersecurity, national defense, encryption, decryption part of this. And that is huge. If you're rusty on your quantum states or your linear algebra, just remember this. If quantum computers get good enough, a lot of the math that we use to pay for everything, the tap of your credit card, that button that you click to buy something on Amazon, all that gets very weird, very wobbly, very vulnerable, which is not great for trust. And trust is like the whole point of money. And that's not even getting into the whole quantum warfare stuff, entanglement. We're going to need so much help for this conversation because we are way out of our depth. But fortunately, we have one of Caltech's premier theoretical physicists, Dr. John Preskill, truly one of the leading human minds on all of this. Doctor, great to see you. John, so first off here, do you want to start with the good or the bad? What do you think? Where should we go?
Well, we'll have to talk about both the good and the bad, and you already have. But all right, let's start with the good.
Okay, let's start with the good.
We're excited about quantum computing.
Yeah, what do you hope comes out of this push from the White House?
Well, we already had a national quantum strategy. In fact, there was a national quantum initiative, which was established in 2018. And this executive order, actually two executive orders, will update that strategy. The government is hoping to accelerate progress so we can have scientifically useful quantum computers in just the next few years, which we hope will have a lot of potential for making new discoveries. But one of the executive orders addresses the more disturbing side of quantum computing, which is that it can be used to break the codes, which we use to protect our privacy routinely whenever we communicate digitally. And as you remarked, if quantum computers become capable of code breaking before the world is prepared, that will be a very scary situation. It will mean that we won't be able to do online banking securely. We'll be vulnerable to identity theft. Maybe bad actors will be able to get control of our devices and use them against us.
And you see how they do predictive programming. They tell you what's going to happen before it happens. This is how they do their version of the Jubilee, where they wipe out half of the world debt by finessing it, taking it from one class and giving it to the next class, which is them. This is the transfer of wealth. I've seen people online saying it backwards. They're taking from the rich and giving to the poor. No, they're taking from the middle class and giving it to the rich, making the rich ultra rich, making middle class the new poor. The poor get poorer. That's how it goes. I'm going to keep repeating these things so it can stay instilled in people's minds. If you're new to the channel, then this might be new information. That's what's going on. That's what they're going to do with this technology. That's one of the things they're going to do with it. Let me say it like that, because there's many and plenty more things that will be done. This will roll out the new monetary system, the new world peace system. It's all tied into it. AI, quantum computing, it all ties into it. AI governance, all government services will be done through AI. Like I mentioned before, the government will be AI. Every job will be taken by AI. Of course, we know that by now. You got the data centers as well. This ties into it too. But this is the worst of them all. Quantum computing will be the most destructive.
Fortunately, there's a solution to that problem, which is to make a migration to new codes, to new crypto systems, which we think will not be vulnerable to attack by quantum computers. And the second executive order emphasizes the urgency of that task. Of converting to these new crypto systems in a timely manner to protect ourselves.
It can't come soon enough. Prime numbers are not what they used to be. I do want to ask, though, right now, it seems like, again, this is all on the horizon, but there's a lot of talk about data harvesting going on. Basically, like the idea of just going out there, scooping up a ton of data, and then hacking it later when the technology catches up. Do you worry about that type of situation?
I do worry about that. It is possible to capture private data that we would want to keep private for a long time into the future. And when quantum computers become capable, then that harvested information will become vulnerable.
They're harvesting energy, harvesting data. Data is the most important thing in the world to them, the most valuable thing. That's all these algorithms are doing, is gathering data on us. They're learning you so that they can hack you later. Yuval Noah Harari talked about that. Physically, they are hacking people by changing their DNA through the jabs, and they'll be able to hack people by knowing people more than they know themselves. The algorithms are training you to think the way that they want you to think, learning pattern recognition so they can hack you later. And with the quantum computers, it'll be way easier, way easier.
But I'm at least as concerned about the real-time uses of quantum technology to break codes once they become available for that purpose, because we won't be able to communicate today or when that day arrives in a way that's secure. So we really need to put protection in place.
Yeah, and we'll continue to follow this and really appreciate you stopping by to talk with us. John Presko, thank you so much.